I'm Madam Sabi, the founder of PKunzy Ventures Limited, your number one trusted partner for China sourcing and procurement. So this video is just for you to get to know me, the face behind PKunzy Ventures Limited, the brand. As you all know, the brand is Madam Sabi. Every one of you that's ever transacted with me will agree that this is Madam Sabi. But when you're dealing with us and you're making payments, you make payments to the company's account, PKunzy Ventures Limited. A little backstory. About 8 years ago, I just gotten married and then I was scrolling through Facebook and I saw an ad for importation, specifically China importation. And I was like, let me pay. And blindly, I paid. I was added to the group. And when I joined the group, they sent files, documents, folders. And I read through importation and I fell in love with the idea of importing, buying things from China at the cheapest rate possible and bringing it down to Nigeria. Then dollar wasn't behaving like this. Even cargo is not something else like this. And then I remember that I couldn't sleep for nights. I kept researching and researching. I wanted to know, I would go on one CCT app, check, translate to English, use Google Chrome and all of that. Because there was just this quest for knowledge. And at the end of the day, I did my first pre-order. Yes, I did my first pre-order. And the goods came. Some were good. Some did not meet my expectation. And that was because I later realized that that's still some things I still needed to know from the specifications and the rest of that. And when the goods came, I still put in more effort. I took risks. And the truth is that over here, because we are good at what we do, we take the risks. We've taken the risks. We've made mistakes in the past so that you will not make the same mistake. We know what we are doing. Madam Sabi understand Chinese market. I know what I am doing. I'm not a baby in this. And then from there, I transitioned to different phases of business, China importation. And I can tell you for a fact that when it comes to China matter, I carry it on my head. And I'm so passionate about it. Everyone closer to me and they know me, know how much I talk about China markets. Even when people were saying a lot about European market, American market, because I've dealt with American markets, I've dealt with the European market, but I can tell you for a fact that I'm truly so passionate about the Chinese market. And I grew in business. I started barely a year after, was recommended to import some things for a company. And it has to do with buildings and the rest of that. And I thought it was just something small, something small. But I started sourcing and procuring. And at the end of it, we needed to do sea shipping. That was like my first time of embarking on the sea shipping journey. And I told myself, if you can do air cargo, you can do this. And then we brought the goods in via sea. I remember when it got to Lagos, I did it afraid. That's just the truth. I did it afraid. No, there was practically nobody to spoon feed me or tell me left from right. And when we brought it down from Lagos, I remember when it came to Abuja, I was so excited. And I looked at myself and I said, you are doing well. And years pass by, we've worked for different organizations, individuals, corporate organizations, and business owners. At some point in my business phase or journey, I started applying for a PhD to the US for my doctoral degree. And I had a friend that was in the US. It was, everybody was just gathering around me. We're writing proposal. Even my supervisor in school and the rest of that, we're doing all of that. And one of the nights, I woke up and I said, no, I'm going to China. It's crazy, right? But I'm going to China. And everybody looked at me. They couldn't even understand why I would leave that opportunity to want to go to China. And when I told, like, are you okay? Do you know where you're going? What you are thinking? You want to go to China for what? I said, I want to go to China. And that was how China journey started. But the truth is, like I always tell people, I'm not going to cause any division or tell you that go to China, don't go to China, this and that. But I always tell people that in if you're a business owner or an individual or a corporate person, you need to go to China once in a lifetime. I remember when I stepped my feet in China, I was marveled, even though I'd been transacting Chinese market. But I was marveled at the things that I saw, how diligent people were. There's a way my mindset shifted. And that's what going to China will do for you. My mindset shifted literally. And I told myself that I did not make that mistake. And I'm glad I did not. Of course, you could see from our reviews, from the people that we've helped source things, unique pieces in Nigeria, in US, in UK, in Canada. We've helped thousands and thousands of people to, deliver joy just by sitting in your house using our services, and we help you source, procure, go through all of the stress for you, and then you receive your goods and at the comfort of your house. And that's how my journey began. Chinese market is something that I'm passionate about. And despite the fact that, it's not really about the money for me. Yes, money is good. Before somebody will come tomorrow and say, Madam Sabi, you say it's not about the money. Can you source for this for free? And we have staff that we are paying. And we have things that we do with money. But it wasn't really about the money for me. It's about the impact on the lives of these people. I tell people I'll pick Chinese market over and over again. And earlier this year or late last year, where people started on this, this big break of people trying to know the Chinese markets and all of that, and I laughed. I just told myself, this thing, we knew about it since. The only difference is that, of course, countries have regulation. They have regulations of the things that comes to them. UK, they have. Nigeria, they have. So, of course, it doesn't mean that, when you go to the US, the same thing is packaged well and all of that. It doesn't mean that it's not being made in China. And that's just the beauty of it. And so this video is just getting to know me, Madam Sabi. Mark my face. For some people, we don't know you. Who are you? This is Madam Sabi in flesh and blood. And I promise to always come up with educational content. And if you like more videos on importation, procurement, sourcing, because over here, we are here to give you educational content. Like, share, subscribe. This one, okay, I wanted to say, I will not beg you, but let me beg you. Like, share, subscribe. Click our notification link, because I'm going to be dropping tea. Anytime you see me sit like this with this, just know that Madam Sabi is here to drop tea. And I drop it hot. Hot. I serve it hot. So you expect educational content, educational videos. We're talking about a lot of things. You can also ask questions in the comment section. We'll pick it up from there. The reason why I'm doing this is because, to whom much is given, much is required. I've enjoyed from the Chinese markets. I have gone through different phases, and I feel that this is my own little way of giving back to the society, of letting people know the possibilities that exist in the Chinese market. So once again, my name is Madam Sabi, your #1 trusted partner for China sourcing and procurement. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Bye.